I did. So our idea here is to get everybody thinking about the value of what we've learned while we've been flight attendants.
I got one.
Okay, great.
Self-starter.
Self-starter, exactly. Yeah. And elaborate a little bit. How are we self-starters?
When you are on a delayed flight and it's a creepy delay and you're there with your passengers and you're thinking, how are we going to organize this group so that they're happy?
Okay.
Let's start out with giving them some water and deciding not to do booze, or just a whole list of things.
Right.
Of just taking the ball by the horn, because you know it. You've been there, you know it's successful, you hope it'll work this time.
Okay, exactly. Past experience says this is what works. Okay, if we don't know exactly how long it's going to take, then we don't do it. If we
Starter, because because we're all like psychologists as well, the million hats we wear, and you know that if your presence is not in that cabin, the result is going to be your passengers are going to become more agitated, and perhaps it will escalate into something that will be ugly. So you know that even those little water walks, you're all complaining because we're getting paid for this, but it's actually helping us out as flight attendants.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, to get back to marketable skills, something an employer would want to hear from any of us that would go in interviewing for a job is taking that situation, that scenario that Karen's talking about, and actually telling them what you did and how you solved it, which then tells them that you're a problem solver. And that's one of the key things they are looking for. That's a key word in a resume. When resumes are scanned electronically, if interacting with people, so
it's fluid. I mean, we talked about that.
Right.
That even in the last year and a half, how it's kind of changed.
Yeah,
Mine too. It becomes fluid. So don't be
vision
afraid. You're not stuck to that. It might change, and it could be even just your mental attitude. The way you feel today may change in a couple of months or a year down the road. Now that you've learned who you are, or you've learned about all the different.
So an automatic response to a real kind of stressful situation. Think about finding somebody that's in distress. It's kind of your heart, but we're able to handle that. Okay, that's kind of good.
It also takes a level-headedness.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
That would make a great scenario you'd bring up in an interview. Hey, I'm really good at responding to, stressful situations. Here's a situation. I was at the Seattle Tennis Club, and due to my training, or the Seattle
I can't
Tennis.
afford the Seattle
Oh,
Tennis
that's
Club.
right. Yeah.
That's why we're here.
That's right. Those people that wear white all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, but she could relate that story. Here's a situation. This is what happened, and this is the result. Because I was able to respond, and I was level-headed the whole time.
That's what.
Timely response.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good too, timeliness.
Well, I wish you guys would have had this before I went in for my interview. I mean, I got hired anyway, but no, but it did. But they did. I was presented with something, and I was just like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, no,
It was like,
How long has it been since?
it was 34.
For it. I just saw it there thinking,
And some of them do
It's
have
really
it. If they have
cool.
a trial, go ahead and take the trial, and then you know what? Drop it after the 30 days or whatever the trial is. If they
That's
if
true,
there's
you
a
could
trial.
do that. But it helps you define your strengths, helps you figure out, what you're good at, what maybe you're not so good at. Because they'll ask you like differing questions. Would you rather, paint the landscape of the park, change the diaper of a child, or teach someone a foreign language? Okay, what do I like the best? What is it that I like the least? And what that does is that the information goes into a software player. Self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm too old for you to go. Guess what? That's going to happen if you approach something like that. So we have to get out of the negative mode, put ourselves in this, I'm worth it, I have value, I've done a lot of things.
You have a lot of skills.
We are very capable of going out there and finding a job that is going to give us the satisfaction we're looking for, and put a roof over our head. May not be a mansion, but we have skills to provide for ourselves and our families.